I'd love to start by talking about the label itself, attention
Hmm.
deficit disorder.
Hmm.
Can you speak to that, please?
Well, it's a terrible term. It's completely misleading. It's not a deficit. If anything, it's an abundance. We who have it, I have it myself. We have an abundance of attention. Our problem is in controlling it. Our problem is in directing it. Deficit is wrong. Hyperactivity is also often not present at all, particularly among females. They're often the opposite of hyperactive. They're often quiet, serene. Their minds are hyperactive, but they're not physically hyperactive at all. And then disorder, I don't see it as a disorder, I see it as a trait. It can become a disorder or it can become an asset. And my job is to turn it into an asset. The terminology is in flux, but certainly ADHD is a terrible term.
Yeah.
And what we got to do is get it out of this disorder framework, this deficit disorder framework, because that just perpetuates the stigma that really ends up people feeling bad about themselves. And if you line up the people who are mega successful, who are just mega contributors to the world, like you, Tim Armstrong, the current CEO of AOL and Yahoo, who's just very public about his having ADD, or David Neilman, the founder of JetBlue Airlines. I mean, I could fill many rooms with hugely successful individuals, Nobel Prize winners, self-made billionaires, as well as just really good people, you know, really good firemen or really good teachers, really good chefs, really good brain surgeons, you know, who have the condition. You know, so to call it a disorder, it misses the point. However, it can be a terrible condition. The prisons are full of people with this, and the halls of the addicted and the unemployed and the multiply divorced and the, you know, the people who are just marginalized and not able to get things going in their life. So, and that's what makes it so interesting. It makes it such an interesting condition because it can make you or break you. And I've spent my life trying to help it make people and not break them.
I'm absolutely on the same page. The people that I find most dear and interesting and spontaneous and adventurous, not all of them, I would say the majority of them would get a label if they were. Now, there are a lot of people who have barriers to this. You know, I don't want to label my kid. I don't want to label myself. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to put a label on someone. I'd like to describe someone, you know, so in plain English, you know, say he's creative, he's original, he thinks outside the box, he's free will, he's spirited, he's stubborn, he's got a mind of his own, you know, you never know what he's going to say next, you know, he will blurt out just about anything, you know, and he has no filter.
Right.
That's ADD, you know, so you don't have to use the term ADHD. It's a terrible term. You can just describe the person. And that's all ADD or ADHD is. It's a shorthand for a collection of symptoms, of ways of being in the world.